mame enkwa homa no so embra na yendi enkomo because you see mame ene Mr. Samuel Owusu ending komo director Global Intelligence and Security Analysis Center GSAC na yenjine thoughts on the AC Enrano any other issues that we have raised as media. Mobile money vendors are yako issue to be yaji musika bullion van Sibia when I experience it the same thing. Several other incidents. I am Fantiman member of parliament here in the heat of the elections in the Kuno. Other high profile cases are to date. Yenim Babia investigations, Aquacudru. Open your mouth by happy morning show so.
Thank you, Mijoso.
Now, I know design of Mr. Uzu.
You are the chair in here.
But also, my main initial reaction to the case of what happened at Jamestown. As a security, analyst, what is saying?
You may dance, me chair for now. It was very unfortunate. It is avoidable. Then can is say a nanka and sister easy because the system any kind of bullion vans no idea juma kana no yadia and yen can is my initial reaction who me yam shame I mean a cost watch at then I cost to allow these things. And it's really sad, very unfortunate. Condolences to the family, the police, and also the lady who, lost her life, in doing her personal business. I mean, so it's sad. It's sad and really very much unfortunate.
Is it the incident or the lives that were lost and would describe it as avoidable? Because so if it is about the incident, we have seen countries where people are using sophisticated bullion vans and yet there are attacks and monies are taken away and people are killed. Which of them are you saying would have been avoidable?
When you say sophisticated bullion vans, I don't know the context you are coming from, but if you have a bullion van that is bulletproof, I do not want to believe you can just shoot even AK-47 or Mark 4 or any other weapon as I know, and it will penetrate into sort of kill a police officer on the vehicle. I mean, talk less of this, our kind of locally made pistols and sometimes some shotguns that these guys are using. So I know that crime in everywhere in the world goes on, and the criminals like always have had some step ahead on the police. And so it takes some sort of, strategies and intelligence enough for you to curtail some of these things. The incident itself will not be say is avoidable, but the life that were lost, that I said is avoidable. So incidents can happen by the police, the shooting from the back and through the windscreen or whatever, and killing the police officer. That is what it's much more need to be discussed. And then I believe that going forward, we cannot say we will eliminate this thing completely, but it can be minimal. In extreme cases, then you will hear that probably it happened. Unfortunately, some of this happened. But in this our dispensation, I'm not saying just recently. I mean, research will tell you it happens almost every year. You will hear these not once within just some 2-3 weeks. I mean, you hear this consistent. It tells you that the criminals have unraveled some kind of a loophole in the system, especially with the kind of bullion vans we are having. And so they always want to take advantage of it. That is what I am much pretty concerned about, and I'm saying that we can protect and avoid this untimely death of the police personnel. See, when we lose one police officer or personnel, we have lost a lot of resources from the training, whatever uniform, accommodation, anything we have provided as a state for them, it comes into naught. I mean, it has now become useless. We have wasted money and everything is gone.
Maybe that question where you, as of my what could be accounting for the recent spike in armed robbery cases?
Well, statistically, when you don't do just Ghana and then you conclude, though Ghana and but you look at sub-regions, other countries around the country you live in, then you do some form of comparison analysis. Then you see that it's quite okay, but then you can do more about it, which is very, very key, and the direction we need to look at. What has accounted for when the people think they have opportunities, they have advantages, there are certain kind of sort of a loophole for them. They want to hold on to it and operate. It's as a result of hardship in the system. I've read a lot of people making some inference and all of that. Global, situation as of now, very, very dicey, very disheartening. In fact, countries that were high, on development, as we speak, they are crying. They are crying. And so the hardship is everywhere because of the pandemic, the coronavirus. It has exacerbated the situation. As much as a nema aye more. That notwithstanding, yen can say a nema aye dinity we are banty ababawa na wafa sebio etuo ashe won seno na bebobla. Not at all. The situation doesn't necessarily, breed criminals, but criminals breed themselves. They take it as a profession. They take it as a hobby. They live it. They learn it, they practice it, and they live it. So it becomes their routine system of work to get money. So somebody will be in a society, but he lives so well, and everything around him is so flamboyant. Until he or she is being nabbed or arrested, then people will not know. They will like, oh really? Ajuma we nana say, oh yeah, or I connected to this microphone way. Say. Omo timoto so and the corporations, and nam get to snare, they are just the pushers. They are those the brain behind uses them, and when they succeed, mostly they send the goodies to the big people who are behind them. So those people spend time and resources and train these people. Then at the end of the day, they use them. So it is not specifically as in Biribi and a bear county and answer your back situation where never more than a Juma Sam Nihonti. A few hold my Juma, but Uncle Yebi, he wouldn't like to learn a trade. Who has stopped people from learning carpentry in Ghana? Who has stopped people from learning masonry in Ghana? Who has stopped people from going into commercial farming, irrespective of the size? Who have stopped people from engaging in certain trade, marketing, anything at all? Like you and I are talking, the media, there are a lot of profession people can engage themselves in, but these people choose to go and learn how to shoot. They choose to go and learn how to ride motorbike radically. They choose to go and learn how to place surveillance on people. They choose to go and learn how to lay ambush. So they have taken this as profession, and it is not necessarily said when there is some form of hardship and situations, then like people are saying, no, because it has happened since memorial.
All right.
And that will tell you, say, people's behavioral pattern, they live it, they learn it, and they practice it.
But also, you didn't come to train from some of the accounts that I have listened to, residents no more kasa efa the response time of the police to the scene of the incident. Maybe more kasa 20 minutes, maybe more kasa 30 minutes. And what do you make of the response time and the effort at apprehending these criminals?
So police in a district call NASA within 20-30 minutes they are able to get to the scene. Looking at the demarcation, the geographical demarcation of Accra, and there's some areas sometimes difficult. Now, let me say they even got there earlier. They could have gone there quickly if the streets are so much open and the kind of speed they would prefer to use is allowed, or the roads were easily accessible. Probably within 5-10 minutes, they will be there. But you and I know the place we are talking about, Jamestown areas, sometimes how clumsy the place look and difficult for people to get access. So that is the situation.
All right.
That was the best they could do. But then I want to entreat the government. We've spoken about helicopters we are purchasing and all of that. This would have been easily to use to track those people who were on the motorbike, because you plant cameras in there and then it is hovering around there, easily like drones and other things can trace and get shots of them. They will be easily arrested. And so we need to map our strategies very well. And I believe the government have seen, the IGP has issued statement, Bank of Ghana has come in with the bullion van, blah, blah, blah. But I think, let me say this, Bank of Ghana, if indeed we want the banks to use armored bullion vans, I want to suggest Bank of Ghana should take the initiative, purchase them, and these banks will buy or take them and pay. And I believe that is the best way we can go, so we can protect our lives from the police people and the innocent civilians.
Also, Meadows and Opesa Jembernan and Como Samo also a director, Global Intelligence and Security Analysis Center, GSAC, and Edin